You literally gave me hope. Your course and community gave me, it made me feel empowered. And that was the thing I was lacking with using conventional medicine and conventional vets is I was hopeless and helpless, and I didn't know what else to do to care for my cats, and they were sick and getting worse.
I'm thrilled to introduce Ashley. She's an amazing pet parent who has gone through a remarkable journey with her cat's health. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Dr. Katie Woodley, a holistic veterinarian and founder of The Natural Pet Doctor. I specialize in gut and skin health for dogs and cats, helping pet parents across the world address the root cause of their pets' gut and skin health problems using holistic approaches like food therapy, herbal medicine, detox, and emotional wellness. Since starting The Natural Pet Doctor, I've helped countless pets find healing and live healthier lives. Today, I'm really excited to share Ashley's story. She joined our Healthy Holistic Pet for Life Blueprint program after experiencing many challenges with her cat's health, and her cats are now thriving. Prior to the program, Ashley and her cats were dealing with chronic skin flare-ups, kidney disease, and chronic pain. But after working with us over the past year, the transformation has been truly incredible. Her story is inspiring, and I'm excited for her to share it with you today. Ashley, thank you so much for being here with me today. I know you've been a huge part of our community and the Blueprint program and have gotten amazing results with all of your beautiful kitty cats under your care. And I would love for you to just kind of start off this conversation telling us a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do, because I know your background is very unique and you're doing some neat things in the pet space too.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. I'm Ashley Halick. I am now a cat mom of five rescue kitties. We just adopted a 6 week old about 6 weeks ago. So now she's 3 months. Someone dumped her in my driveway. So got her back to health and she's now part of the family. So cat mom of five. Yeah, my background, I am a marketing consultant, a marketer by trade for the last 15 years. Been working with freelance startups for the last 10 years. I'm working in the pet space for about the last 6 years. And about a year and a half ago, I actually started my own eco-friendly startup in the pet space. It's called Soy Kitty, and we sell eco-friendly plant-based cat litter. So trying to find ways to bring more nature into our homes and into our cats' lives instead of chemicals and additives. So the soy-based cat litter is the first step. We'll be adding more products in the future, but we wanted to start simple and slow.
I love that. And I love that you're always thinking about, we talk a lot about like the detox and environmental health. And so I absolutely love that you've created a safer cat litter, because so many cat litters have fragrances and artificial things in them and chemicals, and our cats are inhaling it and touching them when they're going to the bathroom every single day. So I absolutely love what you're doing. So thank you for sharing all of that. And so what really was the specific challenge or problem that you were facing with your pets when that really like led you down this path to seek out more of like a holistic care?
Sure. Yeah. So my my soul kitty, or my awakening kitty, his name is Joey. He has had a tumultuous life. He's been with me for 4 years and it's been rough. And it got to a point last year where we had taken him to the vet 30 times within a year. And we just weren't getting our questions answered. The vet wasn't able to provide us with any feedback, any steps, any reasons as to why his health continued to deteriorate. And it wasn't just one thing, like he was a very complex patient, but he just kept getting worse. And it got to a point where I was fed up. I didn't want to wait for him to continue to get worse. I didn't want to wait for more symptoms to come up. And I had done everything that the conventional veterinarians had told me to do. I I had them on prescription, super expensive kibble and wet food. I had done all of the vaccines, all of the flea and preventative tick treatments. Like I have done everything that they had wanted me to do, like followed them to the T.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my cats, all four of them at the time, now I have the fit, but all four of them at the time had never really been truly healthy. There was always something, some chronic thing that was going on, whether it was urinary crystals, UTIs, or kidney issues, there was always something. And I found that really odd considering I was doing everything that the vets told me to do to take the best care of my cats. There was no amount of money I wouldn't spend on them to make sure that they were healthy and happy. And so Joey was the catalyst for joining your community and your course. He kept getting worse and worse. He was only 3 years old at the time, and they were staging him at stage 3 kidney disease. And they were like, let's just wait and see what happens. And I was like, no, I'm not going to wait anymore. Like, he's 3 years old and he's practically on his deathbed. I'm not going to sit here and wait for him to get worse. That's not an option. And so I reached out to my network, and I had worked for a couple pet startups, and I reached out to the craziest, most passionate cat lady that I knew. And I asked her for advice. And she's like, I went through the same thing. You have to join Dr. Katie's group in the course and the community. You have to. And instantly I went to your website, I signed up. I think the next day or like the next 2 days, I think we did the
We did the call.
discovery call
Yeah.
and like instantly made the purchase.
I love
So
it. I mean, I don't love your journey, obviously, but so many pet parents, and I hate this as a veterinarian, is hearing, let's just wait and see. Because it's exactly like you said, like, what are we waiting for? We're like waiting for them to get worse. And then even if we do find an integrative or holistic path forward, it's so much harder to treat that when they're worse. And so where's the proactive approach and looking at, okay, where are those imbalances so we can start doing something about it now? So, your journey is so similar to many other pet parents, as you know, now being in our program and hearing other people's stories. And so what do you feel like what did the Blueprint program do for you in terms of like really understanding your kitty's health and healing process? Because I know Joey was your awakening kitty, kind of showing you a different way, but you've also used a lot of what you've learned for your other cats too. So tell us a little bit more about that.
yeah, your course and the community in general was a complete game changer for me. Not just for my cats and how I care for them, but also for kind of my purpose. I'm a crazy cat lady, have always been. But learning from you and the various ways that we can support our cats opened my eyes to what's possible. I thought I had learned everything that I needed to learn because I was doing what the vet said and I was giving them the best care that I knew possible. But from hearing from you and from hearing from all of the resources that you've provided, and being open to discovering holistic care, I realized that there are so many ways that we can support and proactively care for our cats. That things that I had never even thought about, right? So you literally gave me hope. Your course and community gave me, it made me feel empowered. And that was the thing I was lacking with using conventional medicine and conventional vets, is I was hopeless and helpless, and I didn't know what else to do to care for my cats, and they were sick and getting worse. And
Mm.
so by joining your community and learning from you and not just learning from the course, but it was just a jumping off point. You've provided so many other resources and avenues for me to do my own research and continue to learn more about other avenues and modalities of healing and caring for my cat. And so whenever there's an issue that pops up, I don't have this sense of dread, like, oh, I don't know what to do. That's gone. I now have a community, a starting off point where I can ask a question, where I can search the community or the group and see, has this been discussed before? If I can't find the answer there, I can ask you in a Q&A and we can discuss it in the Q&A. If we don't have time for that, I know other holistic veterinarians, other people that provide these types of healing modalities for cats in general, because it's so hard to find things specifically for cats. It's a dog world.
It is. It is.
But
We have a
there are
lot of cat
so
people in our community, and I love
Yes. And you've shared so many good resources of holistic veterinarians or energy healers or animal communicators or traditional Chinese veterinarians, practitioners that deal specifically with cats. And so I know these people now, so I can go to them, I can research their website, their YouTube videos, their blog posts. I can look at different scientific studies. Like I feel empowered now to do all of that. I don't have to just like go on Google and search whatever the problem is and feel like doom and gloom. Because if you do that, it's freaking scary.
it. Yep.
It is terrifying.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of conflicting advice out there too. And as
Yeah.
you know, Ashley, I'm super transparent about I don't know everything. None of us do, but we're all learning and we're on that journey together. And there's so many different ways to approach health. And so it's about sharing the knowledge and tools that I have that I've learned through this process and through my different training and certifications, and then also to sharing other ways of doing things that might not be in my toolbox to make sure that it resonates with you and what you're looking for with your pets. That's really important to me because not everyone resonates with Chinese medicine. And
Right.
that's okay. Not everyone resonates with the energy medicine we talk about too. And that's completely okay. But being able to have those resources to explore and delve into, because I didn't even know those things existed when I became a vet almost like 15 years ago now. So it's really important for people to know there are options because, as you said, the hopelessness that people are feeling, especially with the way the world is today, I just, I it's not it is not helpful for people to not realize or know about all these different beautiful healing options we have for their pets. And so if I can be a part of that and share that with others, whether it comes through my content, my support, our Q&As together, bringing amazing humans together in our community, we have one of the best. I know I'm biased, but we have one of the best
It's really
communities,
good.
right? I love our community. There is no guilt. There's no shaming. There's no like shaming people for being on the journey. Like if you're starting with kibble, that's okay. We meet you where you're at because so many other groups out there, I have felt like there's a negative vibe. There's a cutting off of a communication that happens and people become fearful of asking questions. And that doesn't help us as we're learning and trying to grow, and we're all wanting the best for our pets. Every single one of us, we're just on different parts of our journey. So I really appreciate you sharing that because once again, it resonates with so many pet parents who are out there and feeling stuck. And we do it very differently. We're not a Facebook group, we're not on social media, but also too, I moderate it and answer your specific questions and give you that feedback, which is very different and unique from a lot of other communities because I want you to feel empowered and also not get confused or with conflicting information and things like that. So thank you for sharing that. Now, in terms of, would you share some like the tangible, you've had some pretty awesome results, especially recently. So I'd love to hear some of the tangible results that you've really achieved since joining this program.
Yeah. So I'll tell you about my most recent, with the little kitten. I think she's sleeping back there. Yeah, in her little bed.
Oh, and we've got Tico here too. I know you've seen a tail. He blends into my shirt, but he's sitting on my lap. So he's loving our cat energy.
But like I mentioned, she came into our lives about 6 weeks ago, maybe seven now. And she was literally dropped off in her driveway. She was so tiny, like emaciated and full of fleas and, yeah, absolutely so sad.
Yeah.
So I took her to the vet, of course, to get her checked out. I kept her quarantined from my other cats because I wanted to make sure they were safe. And it's a good thing that I did. She ended up having Giardia, whipworm, and a few other pretty nasty parasites, in addition to the fleas that were on her. And she also tested positive for feline leukemia virus. And I had never dealt with that before. My four other cats I adopted them from a shelter where they had already tested negative for FELV, FIP, and FIV. So I'd never dealt with this before. And of course, the vets kind of told me it was kind of like a death sentence. Like there was not too much we could do, just kind of wait it out and see what happens. And of course, I was not going to take that. Like, I was not going to deal with that. And so first I wanted to make sure that we got the Giardia since she's so tiny and they were eating all of her nutrients. We got that out of her body. And so I did use integrative medicine, like an integrative approach. So we did use conventional medicine to help get rid of some of those parasites. But in addition to that, I now had the tools to understand that I need to support her gut health and I need to boost her immune system.
Yeah.
And because of your community and the research that I had done, I knew how to do that. I knew what supplements or what whole foods I could give her. I had transitioned her to a raw diet because I think before someone dropped her off, she was probably on kibble, maybe a little bit of soft food, but I'm assuming kibble, if she was eating at all.
Hmm.
And so yeah, it was a tough battle. She was filled with parasites. And so it was really difficult to get those out of her system. But eventually she started gaining weight. I also took a holistic approach to assisting her body get rid of the parasites and the worms, in addition to trying to help boost her immune system and her gut. And then for the FELV, I did a bunch of research. I reached out to you in the community. I also reached out to a few community members because a few of them had mentioned that they had dealt with this. They worked in shelters and they had worked with a lot of FELV positive cats. And I just wanted someone to talk to because I had no idea. And I was reading research studies, scientific studies, and I was just getting completely overwhelmed and scared. And so I reached out to a member in your community and we spoke, and it really just helped bring down my anxiety and help me get centered. She gave me both the negatives and the positives, like the worst case scenario, but she also told me stories that gave me a lot of hope. And so it wasn't this one-sided approach, right?
Yeah.
So I left the call really centered, and after you had helped me, you gave me some direction as well, and I continued to do more research, and I knew the best thing that I could do to try to help her body pass the FELV virus is to boost her immune system.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you can do. It could be that her mom had it and it was still in her body because she was still nursing. And so I had hope. I had hope that she was going to get strong. I was going to give her the best shot she had to kill this thing, to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
And so last week, I believe, we went back to the vet and we did another round of tests. We did another blood test to see if she had FIV or FELV, and she came back negative for both.
Yes. So amazing. And one of the things you didn't mention that I absolutely love is that you haven't mentioned this, you don't live in the US. And so you also have the unique challenge of finding the supplements and the right foods, and you home cook, or where you don't home cook, you make the raw food diets now and formulate for them.
Yeah.
And so that's something that you've also learned to be able to confidently do. But you also like came to the US and bought a bunch of supplements and brought them back with you. And this was all before you got this little kitten.
Yeah.
And so you had things on hand to be able to tap into when you needed it to help her. So I absolutely love that. You were prepared for like all these situations. Yes, we're supporting the other kitties and their gut health and their immune systems and helping reduce pain and things like that and support their kidneys. But because you were prepared, it also helped you with feeling more empowered and confident. And then also to utilizing the community, because that's a big piece of having a community is that, and especially with so many cat people, like that's what I absolutely love. I'm a crazy cat lady too. So, um, being able to connect with people who are working in shelters and rescues and helping you connect with them too, because that's really, really important because it's never one-sided with health issues. It is never. And so for so many people, and this breaks my heart every time, I've been told this with my soul dog Finn, who had a brain tumor. I was told also there's nothing else you can do.
Hmm.
And so hearing when your kitty, you're this beautiful little baby that you've just like saved its life, that they have FELV now, and there's nothing you can do. This is a death sentence. It just breaks my heart
Yeah.
because most people don't know that that may not be the actual truth.
Mhm.
And so I absolutely love you always take a proactive approach, and that's what I love about you. One of the many things, by the way. But so you turn this kitty's life around, this little kitten. The kitty hit the jackpot, by the way, of being dropped off. He had no idea the universe sent him to you because they're like, Ashley's going to heal this little kitten. Is there anything else like with some of your other kitties that were kind of some unexpected results that pleasantly surprised you along the way? Because you've been in the program for a little while now.
Yeah, I can give you a few other tangible results. So Veda, she is my 11-year-old ginger female. She has a very sensitive tummy and she has sensitivities to different food allergies. And before I joined your course, I was giving them prescription-based, high quality
Yeah.
kibble and wet food. And she was constantly, her tummy was constantly filled with hives. And she was itching it and tearing her hair out. And I never got an answer as to what it was or why it was happening. I had taken her to the vet numerous times and told them like, this is happening. What is this? And they're like, oh, it's just a rash. It'll go away. It never went away. So I learned how to cook or how to prepare a nutritionally balanced raw diet. And I do rotate different organs, different meats, things like that to make sure they're getting a nice nutritional profile, which was a lot of work and
Mm.
super intimidating. Just gonna say that. But how do you eat it? How does the mouse eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I learned how to create their meals that were nutritionally balanced. And I was able to transition all four of the cats to a raw diet. And eventually, because I was able to rotate different meats in there, I found that she had a sensitivity to chicken. It was only chicken that she has a sensitivity to. So I was able to change up her diet to remove chicken products and use beef and pork and lamb and all these other things. And her hives completely went away. Her hair started to grow back. She doesn't chew on her tummy anymore. And yeah, so I haven't really had to deal with that anymore. Um, so that was one other tangible result that we've been able to kind of heal up. The other thing I'll say is just in general, by transitioning them to a nutritionally balanced, species appropriate diet and working on kind of healing and dealing with my own energies and traumas, that has had a profound impact, not only on my cats, but on our bond and our connection.
Mm,
Because the home environment is a lot more calm and loving and not fear-based, my
mm,
cats are completely tranquilo. Like they're completely relaxed. They have boundless energy. They're funny, they're quirky, they're sassy. Like I've really been able to see a different part of their personalities come out.
mm,
And I think a lot of that has to do with, of course, they're feeling better because of the food, but I think it's also the energetic shift that has happened because I completely understand that my healing and my energy and the energy of the house affects them. And
mm,
so by really doing the work on myself and bringing them into my yoga practice and my meditations, they have completely flourished. Like they're so beautiful. I loved them before, but their personalities are so vibrant and unique now. And
mm.
our relationship is a lot better. Not that it was bad before, but they've really let me into their hearts. And I know it sounds crazy, but I really can communicate with them and them with me. And it's an honor and a privilege. Um, but a lot of this has to do with your course and your community and having a new perspective about what health is.
Mm. I love that. You know how much I love the emotional health side and the whole energy. I mean, it's why it's a pillar.
Yeah.
And so many people just don't realize it because they just don't know about it. And, energy, I always say this energy precedes physical form. And we always kind of start with the physical issues and the symptoms and the things that we see. But a lot of times when we have the tools and then the space and a healing environment to explore that more emotional, energetic, the woo woo, right? Even though there's a lot of science around this, but people always say the woo woo, that's where the magic like unfolds. And it's, I talk about the holistic approach, but I always say with a W for this exact reason, just like you shared, Ashley, of that you've experienced that beauty and the magic that's unlocked by just going so deep into that and also letting go of a lot of those like the fears, the expectations, the worry we need to fix this tomorrow and the peace that comes with that letting go and trusting the process and recognizing this is a journey. It's a beautiful journey, but it's not an easy one, right? And it takes time and there's ups and downs, just like climbing a mountain. And we talk a lot about we go through valleys, and those are the times for reflection and looking back and seeing where we've come from and what shifted. But a lot of times people just don't have those tools or those sacred spaces to explore that. And so we get stuck in like the fear and the worry, and we're all alone. And so I love that you brought that up. I didn't know if you would, and I absolutely love that you do, like you did, because I know that's been such a amazing transformational part of like your own journey and, bonding with your cats. Like that's why we have pets, right? It's like that bond, and they're just such beautiful beings and they impact our lives so much. And that is just beautiful. So thank you for sharing that.
And cats are healers.
They
They
are.
are,
They're our little energetic. I think I called them little weirdos last yesterday, but they are. They're like little energetic weirdos, but they have so much to teach us because they are magical.
yeah.
They are our healers because when we sit and listen to them and tap into that, they actually are healing the things that need to heal in us.
And a lot of times, I think you called it mirroring.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of times cats will show the same symptoms that are occurring in our bodies. That's actually happening. It had happened with Joey. We
Yep.
have the same lower back issue. Um, and he's mirroring, like he's showing me the work that I have to do within my body.
Yep.
And it's so much easier for me anyways to like heal others, to heal them, to care for them. But he's literally showing me, no, it doesn't work that way. You heal yourself,
Yeah.
we'll heal together. It's
Mm.
such a beautiful thing.
It's amazing, right? When we start becoming aware of that.
Mhm.
And like the lower back stuff, you're taking on everyone else's stuff first. And it's that strain on your back, right? It's like you're carrying this big backpack that's weighed down with boulders. And he's telling you, hey, mom, it's okay to take off the pack.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's so beautiful. And it's not talked about enough. And it's very important. And sometimes it's more important. Actually, I will say it is more important than just giving things like supplements, because we get so stuck in that whirlwind of we have to give this, we have to give that, this has to fix them. When we take a step back and we just ground ourselves and become aware of the energy and what is actually really happening. And it's a lot of times we're not taking care of ourselves. And so simple things like that, they seem too simple, right? You're like, there's no way. People are like, you're crazy, Dr. Katie. But it makes a huge difference, like exactly what you've experienced personally.
Yeah.
So it's so beautiful and it's not easy to do, as we both know. It's not easy,
No.
but it's so essential and it's really helpful when you have a space to practice that and also share the struggles because that's really important too, because everyone's going through something similar, just a little bit different. And it's really important that we talk about that and lift one another up too. Just
And
another reason.
share and
Yeah,
share the tools and resources that have worked for us.
exactly. And share the wins, like,
Yes.
and celebrate the wins too. We don't do that enough. And we just kind of move on to the next thing and brush it off. And that's really important too. It's a big part of our community is sharing those wins.
Mhm.
So, Ashley, I absolutely love everything that you've shared about kind of the program, the community, how it's been different from other things that you've gone through on your journey with your kitties. So, what advice would you give to someone who's considering investing in something like this, but might feel a little bit uncertain about taking those next steps?
Make the purchase. It'll be the best thing that you do for your pet's health and in turn, your own health and your own sanity. Um, just make the purchase. There's so much hope. There's so much information that's available here that you won't find with a Google search or with your conventional vet. There are so many ways we can help support and heal and proactively help our cats or our dogs or any pets really. Um, yes, the money may be a little bit scary, but it will pay for itself tenfold. I have learned so much. I have prevented so many emergencies or catastrophic events. I have taken Joey to the vet once this year, not 30 times. Like it's already
You
paying for
celebrate
itself.
that.
Just make the purchase. If for nothing else, for the sense of hope and the empowerment that you'll feel, at least how I felt. Um, and then for the never ending amount of resources that are available to you, both with Dr. Katie and the Q&A sessions and how she answers your questions in the community and how much content you put out, really, but also with the community members. They share their wins, their struggles. A lot of them have been through the same thing that you're going through. They will help you. They will share what has worked for them. Um, so you never have to feel like you're in this journey alone. And that to me is priceless.
Oh, Ashley, my heart.
You've changed my life, Dr. Katie. Truly. Um, I'm a crazy cat lady, for sure. You've helped me better care for my cats, which 1,000 times I am so thankful for. But more than that, like you've literally changed the trajectory of my life. I now understand that my purpose is to help heal, holistically heal as many cats as possible. But now I have an avenue to be able to do that and more information to share. So you've led me towards one step closer to my uncovering my personal purpose in life. And I feel confident to be able to do that. So you've literally changed mine and my cat's lives. So thank you so much.
Oh, Ashley, I'm getting emotional. I didn't expect this. I mean, I love what I'm so blessed with who I get to partner with every day because you're just a prime example of the amazingness of like I wouldn't be able to do what I love to do without people like you because you know there's a different way. You believe in yourself, you trust in me, and you trust in the process. And you've really touched my heart. You are why I do what I do, and I take that very seriously. And I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful like for being able to partner with you and support you on this journey. And it's also what you just said there is being able to empower people to share this message that's so needed in this world for healing humans, healing the world, the energy, healing our beloved pets. And I can't do it alone because we need people like you who are also so passionate about sharing and creating the change. And the quote, being the change we wish to see. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time today to share your message, also to share about how the programs impacted your life and your kitties' lives and helped your purpose. That just, my heart is so full. And I truly appreciate you, Ashley. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you so much.
I've had the pleasure of working with Ashley for about 12 months now, and I couldn't be more proud of the transformation she and her cats have achieved. Their healing journey has been truly inspiring, and it's a testament to what's possible with the right guidance and, of course, commitment. For those of you who are new to the Healthy Holistic Pet for Life Blueprint, it's a step-by-step program designed to help pet parents uncover the root cause of their pet's gut and skin health issues, restore balance, and sustain their pet's long-term health while helping you feel empowered and confident along the way. With lifetime access to personalized plans, weekly group calls, and support from me as your holistic vet, along with a private community to get your questions answered from me directly whenever you need it, along with education to help you feel empowered and confident, you'll have everything you need to see real change in your pets. And if you resonate with Ashley's story and want to experience this transformation for your pet's gut health issues, I'd love to connect with you. You can schedule a call by visiting the link in the description below, and together, let's see if our Blueprint program is the best fit for what you and your entire fur family need. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Ashley, and I'll see you guys all next time.